All right, we go to the Peach Bowl. This is the second quarterfinal. Three of them on New Year's Day. This is the first of the three quarterfinal games on New Year's Day. Peach Bowl, Texas, Arizona State. Texas 14-point favorites, 52 the total in this game. What a complete reversal for Texas against Clemson. We go into that game, their defense was playing awesome, and their offense was sputtering. They weren't finishing drives. They weren't obviously having issues getting those explosive plays. And then it kind of went reverse against Clemson, where suddenly the defense looked like it was giving up some points and some big plays. Like they struggled for a bit against Klubnik. Klubnik threw for 336 yards, against that Texas secondary. Now, the big positive for Texas's defense is there was zero run game to speak of for Clemson. And when we talk about the heartbeat of this Arizona State offense, it's Cam Skattebo running the football, who's been absolutely outstanding. So there's that Texas run defense, which has been pretty damn staunch all season long, going to hold up here. Again, 10th in the country as far as rushing yards per game allowed. Or is Cam Skattebo just that damn special that he's still going to have some success running the football here against a very good Texas run defense? Arizona State, obviously, they get the bye. This is going to be in Atlanta, the Peach Bowl, this game. They obviously, offensively, it's definitely their strength. You look at their defense, the numbers look solid. But against the better defenses, there was a game they gave up 31 to UCF. There's a game they gave up 23 to BYU. There's a game they gave up 31 to Kansas. I still think Texas, with what they can throw at you, with Wisner and Blue running the ball, and with what they've got at receiver with Golden and company, Ewers when he's on, and he was obviously very strong against Clemson. That's a better offense than a lot of the offenses that Arizona State has seen on this schedule of theirs, and probably going to be a good test for them going into this game, and we'll see if they're able to pass it. I think what I like about Arizona State and why I think they could maybe stay inside this number, because at 14 or better, I have some interest in the forks up, Arizona State, is that we know Skattebo and the run game has been the focal point of what's made this offense go. But we have to start talking about how much better the passing game was down the stretch and how good Sam Leavitt is becoming as a quarterback. He was really good down the stretch. And in the Big 12 championship game against Iowa State, despite playing without his top receiver in that game, Jordan Tyson, and from all indications, there's a damn good chance Jordan Tyson's going to be, or no, he's out for the season, Jordan Tyson. He's not coming back this year. Yeah, it was surgery with the collarbone, so they won't see him. But what I loved about the win against Iowa State, even without their top receiver, Guillory stepped up. Jalen Moss. They had other guys really have a great game for them in the receiving game, and Guillory's the one that stands out. He was phenomenal against Iowa State. And Sam Leavitt was making throws, even without the loss of his top receiver by far, Jordan Tyson, who's out for the season. So that gives me faith that Arizona State, with that increase and that solid passing game that complements Skattebo, and having the balance that I think you need if you're going to have any kind of success against this Texas Longhorns defense, can give Arizona State a chance to maybe put up some points here in this game. And again, we're talking about another controlled climate indoors, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So weather won't be an issue, fast track. I really like this over. I think Texas is going to be able to move the ball and score against Arizona State. And I think what we saw from Texas against Clemson is they got those big plays, those explosive plays again back in their arsenal, which kind of had disappeared for them against Georgia and disappeared for them a little bit against Texas A&M in those two games in SEC play. They got back to the explosive plays. I still think from a defensive standpoint for Arizona State, this is probably arguably the best offense, one of the best offenses they faced all year. It'll be a step up for that ESU defense. But I think Sam Leavitt in the passing game and Skattebo is going to be up. Now, that offensive line against Texas's defensive line, it's going to be the interesting matchup. Can they hold up? But the one thing I like about Arizona State, they've had some good play calling. They've done some, trick plays. They've gotten Leavitt outside the pocket to try to open things up. And I think that kind of move the pocket, keep the quarterback outside the pocket, don't make him stationary, don't make him a sitting target, could help Arizona State to put up some points of their own here in this game as well. So I like this over more than anything. At 14 or better, though, I might grab a little piece of the Sun Devils here. Because, again, Texas covered against Clemson, but that defense in the second half kept letting Clemson kind of get back in the game. And that's concerning when you're laying 14 points like Texas is in this game. CMAC, Peach Bowl, quarterfinal. What do you like?
Well, on the total, if it gets over, that just means Arizona State's going to have some success, I think, scoring. Like, they get maybe to the 20s. Can they on this defense? I think this Texas defense is really good. I know they gave up some yards to Clemson, 10 at half, and then the kind of the late touchdown there, or that touchdown on the fourth, got it over. I think they'll be ready. But I think Texas, if you look at them, I'd lean over Arizona State too, a really good over team with the number in this right here, right around 50, 51, 52. It just seems like their games when they've had it around there down the stretch, they've all gotten over. I have to trust. This is the biggest thing. What do you make from the Texas offense, from the big plays? If that happens, their team total cashes here. Yep. And that's what I kind of look at. It's like it should be like 32, I think, right around there. I'm guessing 33. If they're going, that easily cashes. They just can't struggle in the red zone, because I don't know how good this Arizona State defense is. I think it's pretty good, but we're talking they're playing Texas here, biggest game of the year. And I don't know. I think Texas wins this football game. I don't want to lay 14. I think you just look to their team total in this game. And Ken Scadaboo, you mentioned it. This will be the big thing. Like, if he can run it, big things I think open up. Because if are they shutting him down, there's problems. I think then there could be real issues. So the big man has got to get going. And I don't think Tyson, it didn't matter in their last game against Iowa State, but I think he's going to be a big miss in this game. Like, this is where you want him.
Yeah.
You know, in this huge game. They have some decent wideouts, like you were talking about, tight end. But, man, they miss him here to stretch the field.
They certainly will. There's no doubt. All right,